ourselves. All the tolls around the Ghana, the money that they took from the drivers, they could not even construct one road. Now the cocoa farmers' money is what they are using to construct roads. When you go to hinterlands, look at the kind of food cocoa farmers are eating. Look at the kind of dress. Or do they take us as a second-class citizens or what?
From the way you're speaking, it looks like you're not okay with this automatic adjustment system that government is introducing, where government says that it's going to base its figures on what happens on the world in terms of pricing of cocoa. You're not in support of this?
My brother, if it is happening like that, the sector, assuming you have gone to this restaurant or something like that, we have a cook, we have a waiter, we have what this, there's this and this and this and this and this. So if in case the ship is sinking, is it the only farmers that you have to suffer? Why the chunk of the staff that they themselves have given them so-called I don't know even I don't even get it. Why are they not cutting down their salary? Is it the only cocoa farmers of which we are sustaining the industry? Are we the only people that we have to suffer this haircut or what they call it?
What do you think cocoa farmers?
COCOBOD. And see that if assuming I'm going with you to the COCOBOD now, go and see the kind of cars that they are packed there, the staff. But they don't even remember that we are subsidizing their comfort. So is it a crime for a citizen of Ghana to choose to be a farmer? That is what they are they are telling us.
Mr. Brefo, you seem to be talking with a lot of pain. Looking at what is happening right now, what do cocoa farmers intend to do? Last week thereabout, when we were having a conversation, one of the things cocoa farmers were saying was that they would demonstrate. Now you say to us this morning that although the finance minister said the money, your money should be paid to you immediately, it has not been paid. You're also not comfortable with the reduction of the cocoa pricing from 3,625 to what they quote right now, and that is 2,587. What do cocoa farmers intend to do?
Oh, Chino Achibe once said something. Since men have learned to shoot without mixing, bears have learned to fry without pressuring.
So what are you communicating here? Based on what quotation you're giving, what do you mean?
Our neighborhood brothers, countries, Cote d'Ivoire, Togo, and all these things, now they are exporting cocoa. I've told you earlier on that Cote d'Ivoire has maintained the price. So they...
Are you going to smuggle cocoa to Cote d'Ivoire?
Oh, when you get to the bridge, you cross it.
Looking at these price changes, will it also influence farmers' production this season? For example, are farmers considering reducing acreage or even switching crops? Is this something that farmers are considering?
Of course. Let me analyze something here.
Please do.
When President Kufuor came and mass spraying was in progress, everything was going on, he made a projection that we are going to reach 1 million metric tons. Unfortunately, he couldn't. But looking at the structures that he put in place, President Mills of the present memory reached there. Ever since about 3 years, 2021, 2022, 2023, government has not been able to boost the exportation of cocoa that you are doing right now.
Now we're doing 650,000 to 700,000 tons.
So what is happening? They are telling us that they are the technocrats, they are this, they are this, they are this. If I sit down and analyze what they are doing, the degree and all this and this and this and this that they are holding, even if COCOBOD is being managed by my mother, who didn't get the opportunity to step in a class 1, she could have done something better than what they are doing now. Today, we are practicing forward trading. Nothing is going to happen to your cocoa price. Tomorrow, this. What kind of situation is this? But you are still in your Land Cruisers, you are still in this and this. Oh. Sometimes.
Mr. Brefo, tell me, what reforms should be prioritized, to make Ghana's cocoa sector more competitive globally? That would also bring a bit of relief to you cocoa farmers yourselves. What reforms are you looking at?
First of all, they should involve us in all decision making that they do. I'll be very comfortable to see one day cocoa farmers. I don't care whether NDC or MPP, because now they have politicized all of us. One day they will appoint one cocoa farmer to run the industry and see. I'll be very, very, very comfortable with that. Secondly, all the decision making that they are doing, they should involve us. Because it looks as if sometimes when you get to COCOBOD office, they even do forget that you are the tree that they are running on. They don't care about us. They don't even respect us. So they need to involve us in all decisions that we are doing.
Has that issue ever come up before? Have you raised this issue collectively that, listen, you ought to be part of decision making?
Oh, I've told them on countless occasions.
What's the response you get?
Oh, you hear, you communicate with you do this, you do this. After that, they will be giving you chicken. And they think that is all, chicken and rice. They know, like I was saying, they have taken us as a second-class citizen. So they all what we keep on telling us, and they are playing with us. It's something like divide and rule tactics that they are doing with us. So when you come to Ashanti region here, and you get to Kokoshi, when you meet, you get a district chief farmer who is 90-something years, 80-something years, and I think the younger one that you get here there is maybe 50 or 51. Even our children, they don't like to go to the cocoa farm because when they compare their peers' parents to you, they see that things are not getting the way that they want it to get. When you are driving along the distance, Accra Road, Sunyani, everywhere, see the farmers that you watch the farmers that you see. Look at the kind of clothes that they have put on to go to their farms. How many farmers, even drive a car to their farm? And is this industry sustainable? It's a question that I'm asking.
Mr. Brefo, my final question to you is, aside from all the pain, government says, well, this time around we're going to, process at least 50% of cocoa locally. That means that we'll create more jobs, give some value addition to the beans, especially for the rural areas. People get more jobs. What's your take on the processing thing about the 50% of cocoa to be processed locally? Is this something you're in support of, and will it help the farmers?
My brother, let me tell you something. They won't do anything. It's just a slogan. President Kofo started. We have a processing plant in Takrady. You have a processing plant in Kumasi, Kasi. The last time we met, I think Kasi, they have given to Olam also. What has happened to it? President Mahama, he was in power. He went back, studied a lot, got so good, Ghanaians gave him the benefit of the doubt. We have voted for him back. What is he waiting for? For the past 1 year that he has been in office. If he want to do, he would have done it. He won't do anything, my brother. They just want to convince us and nothing else. We know them now.
Mr. Agyen Brefo, thank you very much for your time with us this morning. He's a cocoa farmer, and God be with you. Leo and Eugene, I mean, if you listen to this cocoa farmer, there's a lot of pain in the way he's communicating, in the way he's talking. And I remember somewhere last week, it was alleged that the COCOBOD had even gone to purchase some Land Cruisers and some pickups and all that. He likens it to the fact that go to the COCOBOD and see the cars that the people are driving. And he asks a question, what about the cocoa farmer? What does he drive? He talks about the clothes that the cocoa farmer wears. He talks about the fact that even the cocoa farmer's child is no longer interested in cocoa farming. He says this time around is a 90-year-old, an 80-year-old. The youngest cocoa farmer you'd get is 50 years old. It tells you that the interest in cocoa farming is dwindling. People are no more interested in farming cocoa. Now, if 20 to 30% of our foreign earnings is coming from cocoa, and this is the situation they find themselves in, where the interest is going low, where people do not even want to farm anymore, what does the future hold for them? What do you make of what you heard so far?
We've been saying this all the time, that in Ghana, we do not give enough credence to our farmers.
He describes themselves as what, second class citizens.
And I agree with him. It's true. Because, and it's not just how COCOBOD is treating them, but even the farming community itself, how it is, portrayed out there for people to see. In our psyche, when we are punishing you is when we tell you to go and weed and all of that. So it's always in the mind that it is a secondary thing. Meanwhile, when you go to other places, some of the farmers are some of the richest people in those
because they drive the economy.
Yes, Liv, have you noticed or have you checked the price or the salary regime of COCOBOD executives? The money that one COCOBOD executive takes for a month. A month, though, is not up to the entire harvest of a cocoa farmer.
That is why he talks about the fact that they should also be allowed to take some of the decisions. I mean, put in, in high positions, as on the board.
How can we live in a country that produces top 5 or top 3 producers of cocoa in the world, and chocolate or Milo or whatever, or a cocoa drink or hot chocolate is a luxury to a cocoa farmer? How does that make sense? I want to understand why.
Eugene, what do you make of the concern they raise, about the fact that, well, the cocoa price has been reduced from 3,625? We all know the challenges that cocoa is facing on the market right now. The interest is not there like before. And so how do we say we're going to continue paying that amount? But he says, in every country like Cote d'Ivoire are maintaining their cocoa price.
David, so these are the issues. Now, about 3 months ago, the government couldn't pay cocoa farmers. So now what the government have decided, one is that for those who the clerks received the cocoa and receipted and couldn't give you the money, you get a
3,625, yeah.
For those who didn't get or give the cocoa to the clerk.
Those who have not supplied yet.
Yes, because some also took it to the clerk. The clerk said there's no money, they returned it. Those people will get the 2,500. That's about 1,000 difference and all that. Now, David, what is sad is that when you look at the entire cocoa value chain, I was reading an article that pegs it that the entire cocoa value chain is around 149 billion USD. Every year, Ghana, since the last 31 years, have been doing what they call the syndicated loan. And sometimes the politicians confuse us. Now, basically, what COCOBOD does is that they do a forward sale. So they go to Leo, give me 10 Ghana cedis. I'll produce this amount of cocoa beans and I'll use that to pay you. Then Leo will advance the money to you. Then what you, David, will do is that you use that to do the agronomy kind of activities, give some to the LBCs. And interestingly, the LBCs, which are private companies, are working. But our PBC is not working. And they are in debt to the point that even their headquarters is in courts that some people want to take it from them. Now they will buy the cocoa aggregate for COCOBOD. COCOBOD will carry the cocoa to the port, ship it on the ship, then the ship takes off. That's
called FOB
price. So when the ship takes off, that responsibility is now on Leo. COCOBOD, we aggregate the loan, transport the loan, aggregate the cocoa, transport the beans to the port, load it on the ship, and that's that.
Which means,
let me just
add this. And what they do with the FOB is that then they relinquish all the liabilities and all the challenges to the buyer. That's what they do. That's
now,
what the FOB is.
In 2023, we face some issues and all that. But David, now, historically, we give the cocoa farmers 65-70% of the FOB, using the 30% for other activities and all that. Now, David, what is strange is that of all these years, it's not occurred to us that we will get to a point where we will reach where we reach. Because in 2023, production slumped. We couldn't produce what they had to produce. There had to be rollovers and all that. And let's not forget that when you do a forward sale basically means that I'm selling my product today at an agreed price today, and I will deliver in future. So if the price today is say 2 cedis, and in future the price is 6 cedis, because you didn't meet the target now, the contract is still in force. So instead of getting 6 cedis for the production now, you get 2 cedis because you've done a forward sale. So there are a lot of issues. Now, for me, the reform they want to revive the LBC, the PBC, and also the
CBC,
the CBC, and all that. David, I don't know if it will work because you see, he made a very fantastic point. David, I was expecting Arthur 14 to say that pursuant to what we are going through now, because now the government said that they're giving them 90% of FOB. But David, he said that's the point. 3 months ago, the cocoa was ready. It was not my fault that you couldn't buy the cocoa. So if we say that you are giving me 2,005 now, and it's 90% of FOB. It's nonsense. It's nonsense. It doesn't make sense. If I say nonsense means it doesn't make sense. Because at 3 months ago, you are giving me 70% of FOB, which was 3,000 cents. My cocoa was ready. It was you who couldn't buy. It's no fault of mine. So if it's no fault of mine, you are saying that 3 months on, you are giving me 90% of FOB and I should praise you. I'm coming. And that 90% of FOB currently is 2,005. Yes, I get it. But you see, in 47, when the Cocoa Marketing Board, which has metamorphosed into cocoa, was being established, the 3 key pillars was 1, protect farmers, 2, stabilize the cocoa sector, and we forget that Cocoa Board is also responsible for share through PBCs, and also thirdly, to produce world quality beans for the market. So Leo, how have you stabilized? Because if the 30% Cocoa Board has been keeping since the last 30 years, they put into productive sectors, right? They'll be able to say that then let's maintain the price for this year. Because it's no fault of mine. The arguments I'm making is that me cocoa are ready. Me call Cratching is a cocoa board man is called the bet. What am the cocoa ni coffee? Me the cocoa ni coffee. I was a 3 months on. 90% of FOB. Say they are 2,005. But 3 months na cocoa ni ready.
When
I am in the fault. Me boni
But I understand they hoarded the cocoa to anticipate for better prices. And
it's not about hoarding. The money wasn't there.
The money was not there. I mean, last week when the man, Mr. Brefo was there, he mentioned it.
The money
they were ready,
there.
but it kept going. Even if you listen to the feature that was put together
by Brad Kweku,
He spoke to farmers.
Yeah.
They have been severally to, especially the wife was saying that they ate.
But the money, I'm not talking
before.
about the farmers hoarding. No, I think I heard somewhere along some of the
Yeah, the
conversations,
COCOBOD also
although they delayed in buying the
beans
in anticipation of better prices
from
the
world
future.
market.
That's a bad decision.
And then it backfired on them.
But you know that is happening right now. My biggest worry and fear is we did 1 million tons not long ago. We're excited about it. Now we are not even we're not even able to do
2021.
We're not even able to do 700,000 right
the
now.
highest we've done is 683.
We're not doing 700,000. You understand? Now looking at what is happening right now, where the farm hands have not been paid, where the fertilizers are a challenge, where the cocoa farms are now bushy, like he was saying, what would it mean to us in the next cocoa season when we harvest?
Means it's going to affect production.
Exactly.
No, now David,
They're also battling the issue of Galamsey people who want to buy the cocoa farms off their hands.
Why do the Galamsey people want to buy the farms, and why are cocoa farmers selling? You see, that's why I always say that, David. When an issue comes, we firefight. The issue is not about FOB and world price. The issue is about mismanagement. Because David, 10 cedi na de bia wajen, not the 70 cedis, 7 cedi na ma farm, 3 cedi down na there. David, you went through the debt. Do you read that 214 speech? COCOBOD, as we speak, owes cocoa obligations about 24 billion. They owe the they owe the Bank of Ghana about 1.3 billion. They owe the finance minister about 5.something billion. Who were the people awarding these contracts?
Yeah.
Who were the people, David? Were you not here when we saw cocoa was being done in Accra? Which part of Accra produces cocoa? So, which people were supposed to ensure that these things do not happen? In the last 8 years, people say that COCOBOD was not profitable. Was it my job to ensure COCOBOD was profitable? And if COCOBOD was not profitable, why were they paying certain conditions of service to the directors at COCOBOD? And because you see, best practices. If COCOBOD is profitable and you're paying people every month, giving them cash, I don't care.
Because they are
but you cannot run just like
just last week. No, I asked you to Google it up for me. How many cars did he buy? What types of cars?
10 pickups and 4 Land Cruisers.
And the explanation that for operations, all the operations they've done, what has been the resultant or
what impact has it had on
the
books
of COCOBOD?
So an acre of cocoa will produce about roughly 15 to 20 bags per harvest. And then when you times that by the current price of 2,587, it will give you roughly 51,740 cities. That's one
acre.
With
all the work and everything.
Yeah, with all the work and everything. So 51,740. When you compare that to what COCOBOD executives are making, it's not even up to 50%. Listeners,
you can call us on 03220-83596, 03220-83597, and 03220-83598. What do you make of what is happening in our cocoa sector? And did you also notice a pain in his voice?
Yeah, I mean, it's painful. Now would you wait a whole year, what make you wait? And somebody is making it in a month, every month. Yeah, he's taking more than this amount.
Nana Kwame, good morning and welcome. Hello, Nana Kwame.
David, good morning. How are you?
Charlie, I am well.
David, the last time I said this, and I will say it again, the cocoa farmers, the tendency of politicians. David, cocoa farmers and those at the COCOBOD head office, they know that COCOBOD, the staff down here at the districts, do port count. You know, the port count is about going to the cocoa farms. You count the ports on the trees. So at the end of every month, COCOBOD has a fair idea of across the district how many in a particular farm, how many ports will rip in the coming days or a month. So they do their projection. That is why they were using that to do forward sales. So when COCOBOD, somebody will be sitting at here, if they have to follow the statistics down here, they know that at this farm at Love FM, we have this number of ports. And at this month, we can have that being. But David, the cocoa farmers, the staff will go there, tell them that no, push COCOBOD to come and spray the farms. We are doing the pruning, we are doing this for you. Because it's their government, they fail to. You know, this issue is not start today. For the past about 3 to 4 years, it's been going on. They'll come and promise them, you know, when NDC was coming, they said, you know, police time, they were giving the farmers free fertilizer. in the COCOBOD the farmers were paying 50%. Then the government should take 50%. NDC criticized the COCOBOD for not being good to the farmers. NDC has come in, started winning. This is the time that they should be putting fertilizer on their farm. And in the cocoa farm, David, if somebody who knows how the business is, we should not be even going in the farm. At every moment, you should be weeding. You should not be using weedicides. But David, ask if they weed, how are the fertilizers? And you know what the previous government was doing was that when the price comes down, they will look for money somewhere and come and cushion the farmers. By this time, I see this government is more focused on gold than cocoa. So definitely they will reduce it.
I hear you.
So I'm telling the cocoa farmers, there should be one and stop being politicians.
Well, thank you very much, Nana Kwame. Thank you very much. And last week I mentioned it to Mr. Brefo that they have different groupings and associations. Why don't you come together as one and have one voice? Kofi, good morning.
Good morning, Dave. Mr. Brefo and his likes cannot come together to form with one voice. It cannot be possible. Go to the cocoa farm areas and see. They are divided. We have NPP cocoa farmers. We have NDC cocoa farmers. Look, this morning I listened to Joy News and I heard a cocoa farmer who was hailing and supporting the reform that the government wants to do. But Mr. Brefo is also speaking in a different manner. This is how cocoa farmers are doing. They have the MPP cocoa farmers support whatever MPP will do, and the NDC support whatever the NDC government will do. But the fact is that, look, David, cocoa farmers don't have the right to determine how much they want to sell their cocoa. That is the problem. Look, you will farm the whole year, and government will come and decide how much he will buy the cocoa. It will buy the cocoa. Now, from government, the people, the Abrofono, they will also decide how much they will also buy the cocoa from the government. And putting all this together, it is the cocoa farmer who suffers. So the issue of farmers say it's neither here nor there. It has been in existence since cocoa cultivation came to Ghana.
I hear you, Kofi.
When I was in primary school in the 70s, any time school opened, I had to be sacked for not paying my school fees because my parents were cocoa farmers, and so school will open, but the cocoa season had not come, and so there was no money to pay my school fees, even up to the secondary school level.
I hear you, Kofi. And unfortunately, even the scholarships, the farmers' children don't even get to benefit. It is the same people who are sitting in parliament and all who are enjoying these things. Felix, hold the line for us, please. Nana Kweku, good morning.
Things fall apart. Birds will not pet once hunters are aiming at them. I like that proverb. You see, these farmers have decided, and when you ask him, there was no way he could just give you a proverb that yes, they are going to smuggle it. This thing, yes, when you you promise them this much, 3,600 or whatever it is. Even you promise them 7,000. Even if you can't pay the 7,000 and you decided to pay 3,700, you can't even pay. Why not pay the 3,100? That's what you came to meet. And you are slashing it down again.
Felix, good morning.
Morning, Dave.
And thanks very much for your patience with us. Let's hear you, sir.
Right. Please, let me go look since I'm a farmer. Hello?
Yeah, Felix, but
you, Edamasiano, in fact, Mr. Brefo Casano, as I'm into you, I'm a person best studio. May you cook any Mr. student working in university.
Okay.
Yeah, where money name where you may catch me and say, because could my bottom up. Maybe any now what's the sense is in every crime. Now the Abba, Abba the same corn or me prayer or me farm. You are winning the air course this time and full What's the cocoa as every and a cocoa means every view. Braz the man of rabbit, tanning, a one could be no more. I think the cocoa no a ye chance of forest or shoot or kama. Challenge is my phone now, cocoa, more, rabbit cocoa, that area. Oh, a human anchors are in your brofo. And your brofo near the air form near the also cool my habam. But a human, sorry, Sammy Cassie. Maybe a phone class, most more dear fat. Most move a sad echo. It's a good idea. O mine anchors are no afraid a queer fool. And the way I want to say that cocoa, you invite you to cocoa and you cram and you issue. Oh,
last week, Mr. Brefo, by last week, and then there's any nutrition come. And I say, no, Felix, yeah, if our number and say, no better nutrition come, which yes, I remember.
Good. Me, why I'm on 14 time students, we were full and then we will be at the area, we will be Bosun Quantaria. What you are saying is, go to Bosun Quanta, that post means go empty. 2, no credit and fan to the other. Now, Mr. Brefo Casse, I'll try say, I buy my fertilizer. Me, I'm in no Casse, in Yebi, the whole area. We are something reading Aquano. Good way, Yebi. You know, Casse said, it's me produce cocoa 5 tons, Magana. Automatically, I am about station. Now, I'm a cocoa come on to us because I can't abrabona airbono. Now, Galamsen, no cause you come on, stop Galamsen, I know see the cocoa, Subatan Kakra. Now, ya kono. Oh, yen tiko kwa sema ba no bi resi asi ebo dance ye bo ye jams a wonu mo e de no atie esi ekuya fo so 800 so bi our family of 5 kwa na 4 kana ho a ye ni tabe 4 million ye de crazy abro no enti mesra mo ye ma ehu hia ye dan ni ma bebre kokko koso a ahotoba oh enti yesra mo mo fa ye so ye nka ho bi. Yet at times, I'm not sharing any but only platform, the Diana Obeka. No more my offer than Casa.
Felix, I bet for only no drink come away. That's be Brazil tea and also friends. So, Nicholas, please kindly hold the line for me. Let me speak to Elvis. Elvis, good morning.
Good morning, David. I think it's a plot to leave the farmlands to the illegal miners. And the trick of it is, after they have taken their gold, they will not fill the trenches. Even I know that we can use the refuse that we are going to dump away to fill the trench, so that we can get our land back. But they will not do it. So it's a plot to lease the farmlands to the miners, and they are threatening that we have to eat too. So we will be exporting food all the time, as we are exporting rice to the country with dollars. So that is it. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Elvis. Nicholas, good morning. Nicholas.
Hello, Dave.
Hi, Nicholas, good morning.
Morning, please, how are you?
The Lord is my shepherd as always. I trust you are well, sir.
I'm fine, thank you. I just want to do some small contribution to the program.
Please go ahead, sir.
Please, in connection with the cocoa issue, I heard the man was talking about some vehicles being bought for COCOBOD staff, and those vehicles are bought for the purpose of those cocoa farmers, because they give it to the subsidiaries to go and, those like CHED, they educate the farmers about how to nest the cocoa, and then quality control to go to do those quality. So those vehicles that they are talking about is not meant for COCOBOD staff. It's meant for the farmers rather. Then, the cocoa price now is dropped. If you look at the world market price, it's selling about $4,000. When MPP was in power, it was selling around $12,000. So if they said they are giving them $2,000, if you go to Cote d'Ivoire now, they are selling their cocoa $2,000 cedis per ton. So I think the farmers have to exercise patience more for COCOBOD. The staff, if you look at staff salary in COCOBOD, you cry. So not that they are taking their money for anything. It's for their good. So I beg them, they should exercise patience.
We hear you.
Do politics with cocoa. Cocoa is not about politics. It's about the welfare of the country. So please tell them they should exercise patience. when the price goes up, the finance minister was saying that when the price goes up, they will readjust it for them. Now they cannot send it. If you send it to Côte d'Ivoire, they are not buying, because Côte d'Ivoire cocoa, they are not buying in the world market. So because of our quality, that's why we are even getting this price for them.
Nicholas, thank you very much for joining us. Kofi Bedu, kindly hold the line for me. Frank, good morning. You're next.
Yeah, good morning, Dave.
Hi, Frank. Good morning, sir.
Yes, thank you for the opportunity. Dave, what I wanted to say is that it's high time we stop politicizing cocoa in Ghana, the buying of cocoa. Because cocoa farming is as business as any other crops, like maize and vegetables. So we are all saying that dollar has come down, cost of living is down, so rice should come down, and then maize should come down. So why are we not agitating for cocoa to come down? Because you have made it politics. When NDC were in position, they were doing the same. But it is logic that at this time, the price should come down. Because a bag of maize last year was 1,002 per bag. Now it is 400. And look at what those farmers are going through. But nobody is considering them. But when cocoa was reduced, the whole country, look at what is going on. Because you have politicized it. So cocoa is a business as any other crop farming.
Thank you very much.
We should treat it as such.
Thank you very much, Frank. We appreciate your call. Kofi Bedu, good morning.
Good morning, my good friend. You see, a whole of last week I was around in this village, the cocoa growing areas, and you could see that they are suffering. I mean, this government is actually sympathizing with them, and this government will not do anything that will, I mean, make their toil go in vain. And then you see, don't forget, 2023, 2024, the NPP government, the administration, could not raise a cocoa syndicated loan because of the mess that has started from there. No bank was willing to give them that loan. So that's where it started. And during the the place by the then president, then vice president, Bawumia, the question was posed to him that are you aware that the cocoa farming is not
is dying.
It's dying.
Yeah.
And then he said he's not aware. Meanwhile, you know that they could not raise the cocoa syndicated loan. And people are referring to what Atupoten, the comment that he made. You see, Atupoten at that time, the world market price was 10,000, 12,000. So he was saying that even if you give them the 70%, this is how much you're supposed to give them. And as I'm speaking with you, it's around 4,000, is that not it? So if this government is saying that you give doing 90%, I mean, it tells you that this government has a kind of cut.
Thank you very much, Kofi Bedu, our very final caller, and I'll share that response the flag bearer for the NPP. That's Dr. Bawumia, when he was vice president. He said when he was posed that question, the response he gave. I'll share that soundbite with you shortly. But Abraham, good morning.
Good morning.
Let's hear you, sir.
Dave, thank you for the opportunity. I don't know what to say because I'm a young man who has invested immensely in cocoa farming, and my brother is taking care of it in the Eastern region. And it's not easy. We understand the situation, the politics, and the realities in it. But because of how they are portraying themselves, we are not accepting it. The reality is there. Yes, world market has come down. But if the chief executive officer is taking so much, I know people in government, the previous government, for this one, this government, I've not heard about it because I don't have friends there. But in the previous government, my friends were telling me that they have been employed as cocoa nursery workers, but they are not there. People are doing it, and they are taking the salary, and then they give part of their salary to those who are doing the work. All these, overlaps, they come into the pricing of the farmer. Do you understand the picture I'm painting? Look at the workers of COCOBOD. And the politicians who put their members there. Everybody wants to work at COCOBOD. Why? Because there is a lot of money there. So the person who was saying that they are not being paid well, he should visit his book and then go and ask, why is it that all politicians, the youth, they want to work at COCOBOD.
I hear you, Abraham. Thanks very much for joining us, and this is where time will allow us. So yesterday I chanced on that voice. So let me just share that voice with you. A question was posed to then Vice President Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia about whether he's aware that the sector is dying, and the response he gave. Take a listen.
COCOBOD is on the verge of collapse. I'm not aware of that, but we'll look at that. I cannot comment on that. It's not. I don't know where the data is coming from.
There's always that one person.